Johnny, welcome to the podcast. Thanks for joining me.
Hey man, I've been watching you for a long time, dude. Like since I first started getting into the pizza business, I've been watching you, man.
I appreciate that. Thanks for doing that. Let's talk about how you got started in the pizza business.
Oh man, so it's dude, it's a crazy story. I used to have a different business before. We did like meal prep. And would make healthy prepared meals and deliver them all over. So I live in Vancouver, Canada, and so we would deliver it all over the Fraser Valley, which is up into the interior to the city. And I would rent a kitchen by the hour, like a commissary kitchen.
Okay.
Um, and people would order online, and we would deliver them out via shipping companies and ice packs and styrofoam, lined boxes and all that, right? Uh, and it got big enough to where like I needed my own space, and I was like, we were giving meals to like WWE wrestlers. They were giving us like backstage passes when they came
Really?
to Vancouver. Yeah, we were giving them meals. They would promote them on their Instagram, and I would give it to them for free, obviously.
That's super cool.
Uh, yeah, so we got some of that influencer stuff, and it got it pretty big. But the overhead was so high with just food cost and marketing, and constantly coming up with new menu items. Uh, the shipping, logistics was a lot, right?
Yeah.
And I was doing a lot of the work myself. So, but it got big enough to where I needed my own space. And so I found this old pizzeria on top of it's about halfway up a mountain up here. It's like a little residential neighborhood that had like a little plaza.
Yeah.
So this lady that had it, she had it for a year, and she just sat on it with her boxes in there and equipment and never opened for a year.
A pizzeria, like
So
she had it all set up, ready to go?
yeah, yeah, the pizzeria was set up in there. She had her boxes printed and everything, but she never opened because, for whatever reason, um, they had some other business they were doing, and so her husband's like, "You need to get rid of this because I'm paying the lease on this place, and your stuff is sitting in there." So I pretty much chatted with her. We cut a deal. I paid her like 9 grand, and I got into the pizzeria, and it looked like shit, obviously, because she hadn't done much to it.
Yeah.
So there was a conveyor belt oven, there was a deck oven, there was fryer, ventless fryers, all kinds of stuff in there. And I was like, all right, so what am I keeping? What am I not keeping? With the intent of doing the meals out of there and using it as a kitchen. So they had some really old General Electric oven, deck oven. Like I never even heard of this oven before, and it had no stones in it. It was still like that kind of that little steel bottom without any stone on it.
Okay.
And so I was gonna use it for like cooking the meats and veggies and all these things. Um, and then I was like, you know what? It'd be so cool to actually try pizza and see what happens, and just see what I can come up with. And I never made dough in my life before, like literally never made dough even once before. You
Nothing
know,
before you
never, and
decided to
even
make a
no
pizza?
recipe, never used yeast before in my life. My wife's a good cook. I never really needed to ever do any of that stuff. Obviously, I knew how to cook because of the meal business, but I
Right.
never dabbled into dough or nothing.
Where'd you go? YouTube?
YouTube was number one.
Yeah.
And found this with my mother-in-law. So her and I, she's a good cook. So I'm like, let's look online to figure out how we make dough. And this is old Italian guy on YouTube. It was a crazy recipe in the sense of like 4 tablespoons for like 5 dough balls of yeast. It was just crazy. Instant dry yeast, 4 tablespoons for like 5 doughs. And I was like, all right, well,
One
and
tablespoon of yeast per dough ball.
it was crazy, dude. I was like, at the time, I didn't know anything different. So I was just like, okay. And it was a classic, typical bloom the yeast and do all this nonsense that you don't really have to do. But so yeah, we made the dough in our KitchenAid mixer, bro. Like literally from the KitchenAid mixer.
Wow.
Um, and I would make dough at home and bring it to work, which I know you're not supposed to do. But I was like, I don't have a mixer here. I should probably buy one, but let me just play around first and see if
Yeah.
this works. So I KitchenAid mixer to the pizzeria and just really dry dough, maybe 60% hydration. It's really hard to ball, and I really had no idea what I was doing. And but yeah, slowly after that, dude, I just eventually I messed her mixer up so much that it broke. Her KitchenAid broke, and I had to buy her a new one. And because it's just constant dough making, he's not used to all that punishment.
I'm surprised
Uh,
after you made those dough balls in the beginning that you continued to make pizza because you probably tried that and you're like, this tastes like shit.
yeah, yeah. I mean, for me, I was like, oh, it came out, it proofed it, it works.
So it was like the
Um,
intrigue of the beginning for you.
Yeah, it was just like, oh, this is kind of cool. This is kind of fun. Like, oh, I always heard of double O flour. Let's do double O flour. And
Yeah.
I went and bought some double O flour and made pizza with it. It was absolutely garbage because I had no idea how to use that flour because there's no malt in it. There's no color in a, color coming out of it, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, just played around, played around. Eventually bought myself a spiral mixer, and started to make really good pizza. And I joined the pizza making forums, which is what I always suggest everyone go to
Like
first.
pizzamaking.com. Yeah.
Pizzamaking.com was like my sort of bread and butter after YouTube. And yeah, even the dough doctor, rest in peace. I talked to him and how to make dough. A
When
bunch
was
of other
this? When
guys
when
out
was
there.
when was it when you got started? Like when did you open?
2018.
So this was probably like what 2017ish before you opened.
Yeah, so 2017 is when I started the meal prep business, but I bought the kitchen in June of 2018.
Oh, so it all happened kind of quick then, huh?
Quickly, yeah, I only had the meal business for like a year, year and a half, and I pretty much jumped into the pizza business pretty quick when I bought this restaurant.
Did you do you still do the meal prep one or did you sell that
No,
or stop?
so pretty much after the pizza took off, my wife and I are like, I went to her work. It was a crazy story. I went to her work and I was like, listen, I'm tired of the meal thing, dude. Like, people are loving the pizza. Let's just switch. And she's like, yep, I totally agree. I picked her. I went to her work on her lunch break and we chatted in the car and she's like, just let's just go all in with the pizza, dude. I agree. It makes total sense. And I was like, all right. I'm like a go-getter kind of guy. So for me, the next day I was like, fuck it, change the name, change the logo, get the branding done. Let's change the signage. Let's go like right now.
That's great.
And yeah, bought crazy ovens, Capone, Michelangelo, bought those ovens. Bought myself a nice spiral mixer, did a rebrand, spent all the money to renovate the place, make it look like a pizzeria, and pretty much, yeah, from then on. And to be honest, like in the beginning, bro, I only opened I think it was 3 or 4 p.m. to like 8, 9 p.m.
Wow.
And that was it, 5 days a week.
And it worked?
And it worked, and it worked. And I got that idea from the very first podcast I ever watched with you was with that dude that did all the different pizza styles in Boston. I think he's the guy that had the Marcel ovens. He was talking about the Marcel. He's a bald guy.
Bald guy in Boston.
Yeah,
Oh.
get the podcast. You guys did a podcast with him, and he was like him and his son, 4 hours a day, 5 days a week.
Oh, was it Edge Thick Square Pizza?
Might
Wait, was it a podcast or was it a video on YouTube or a video
No, it was a
podcast?
podcast you did with him, and you guys talked and about his 4 hour, 5 hour business every day.
I'm gonna have to go look that up and now see
And
which one that is.
he had another full time job though.
Okay. So that
I
gave you
gotta
the
remember that
inspiration to
guy.
kind of think of it that way.
Yeah,
People
he
ask
did
me
it.
all the time if I'd open a pizza shop in yes, I would, but it'd have to be very specific. Like I would not rush into it and I would do it my way, and if it wasn't gonna work that way, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, yeah. I know. I've been watching your videos. I always, whenever I dinner, my wife and I will put it on. Like the new ones you have. The new ones are my favorite right now. We're like with you actually talking about what makes a successful pizzeria, what you would do, going in to chat with the other restaurant owners and seeing their process. Like those are really fun videos to me because like I can relate to it and I'm like, oh yeah, these guys know what they're doing, or like, these guys could probably do this a little better.
Yeah,
But it's
sometimes
really cool. It's really cool to see.
I agree. That's why I like doing those now. And I work with Slice now, so they give me the opportunity to kind
Yeah,
of
I
travel
noticed that.
and like
Yeah,
which is something that I've always wanted to do for the podcast. But like, being a
yeah.
solopreneur, you can't always just go wherever you want. It's expensive to go to places and record and do all of
Oh
that. But
yeah, travel and everything you've been doing. So you live in California or New York
I live
or
in Boston.
East Coast? Boston. Okay, so
So, but with Slice, they let me go. Like I was just in Detroit. I went to Nashville. I
yeah,
went to LA. I'm going back to LA. We're
that's
going to the
sick.
Pizza Expo, which is cool. So I get to,
Yeah,
which is the best part for me because I get to show people the the pizza business in different areas. So it's not just like if
yeah,
it was just me, it would be heavy Boston Northeast centric, which is not
right.
ideal for everybody.
But there's a shitload of pizzerias where you are, man. Like you have a new place you're going to all the time, and I didn't even realize they had that many over there.
Yeah, there's tons. There's a ton of pizzerias around here, and the cool thing
Crazy.
about this area now is we haven't been really known for pizza, but there's a lot of good pizzerias in the Boston area kind of
Yeah,
open up.
yeah. No, I noticed that. Like in Vancouver, dude. Like I can count on one hand the pizza spots you're gonna go to.
Really?
Yeah, there's like 20 Neapolitan style pizzerias with the wood fire oven, but
Oh,
like New York style and Roman style, there's like five in all of Vancouver.
that's crazy because Canada's on my list like of places I want to go, and it's somewhere that I want to travel
East
to.
Coast, Toronto, for sure. You go there first because it's already on your side, and
Yeah,
they have tons of pizzerias because that whole pizza influence, obviously, you know, East Coast is kind of where that's at.
yeah.
Um, it's a new thing on the West Coast, dude. Like even Cali, Cali, like these places are just opening up now that have like really good pizza, like in the last 10, 15 years. But before that, there's no like real classic pizza places you could go to like that, right?
No, I'd say like the most places that I've been to in LA that are really good, have really good pizza have opened up in the last few years, like being 10 years, you know, maybe there's one or two that have
Exactly.
been around for a long time, but a
Yeah,
lot of the guys like yourself are opening up, you know, either right before COVID or after COVID. And like, they're just
yeah.
starting to do that.
Yeah, I know the pizza culture is getting bigger out here finally. Like there's people like actually like you said, there's people sharing info now, what they never used to do either. You know, DMing each other, being friends on Instagram and learning from each other. Hey, how do you do your dough? Or this looks crazy. What hydration are you running? What flour are you mixing?
Yeah.
So and everyone's sharing shit now too. Like before, like no one's sharing nothing back in the day. That's such a classic like,
No way.
it's my recipe.
If I was, so I've been in the pizza business for a long time.
Yeah,
If when I started the pizza business, like YouTube was kind of a thing, but it was early, right? If I went to
right.
pizzeria owners back in my day, like when I first started, and be like, "Hey, can I come in and record everything you do?" They'd been like, "Get the hell out of here! You're not recording anything."
No,
Now everybody's
never.
like, "Yeah, come on in. You can record everything." I'm
Yeah.
kind of surprised at how many people say. There are a couple people who said no, but I'm
Right.
surprised it's 95% people saying, "Yeah, come on in," which is super cool.
Yeah, especially if they're passionate, man, and and also it's good marketing too. Like, why would you not just come through?
Yeah,
You
I
don't have
mean,
to give away all your damn secrets. You put 5 grams of salt in your sauce, and it doesn't matter. Like, you can just show off your stuff, right?
yeah, like the power of internet is that, like, I did a video. If you go to my YouTube channel, Smart Pizza Marketing on YouTube, and look up
Yeah,
Edge Thick Square Pizza, that's a video I did
yeah,
where he's like a one man shop. Like, he has a helper that comes in, but I did one man pizza shop. He does
right,
Detroit style pizza here in Plymouth. That video has
right.
almost 1 million views. He's messaged me and been
And
like, you cannot believe the amount of people who have come into my place from that video or messaged me wanting to open a pizza shop just like mine. He's like, it's crazy how many people are out there that want to be in the pizza
yeah,
business. And
that's like the dream, man.
yeah, that's kind of like what you said to me, right? Like, you kind of have like a small pizza shop. You're only open a certain amount of hours a day. I don't know if you just do it all by yourself or if you have employees, but
Yeah, so I'll tell you exactly. But this is the dude here. Hold on. His name's Jimmy from Casa Pizzeria.
oh, okay, yeah, that was a while ago. Yeah,
That's your first, like back in the day one.
yes. I got to go
Yeah,
visit him because he's in my area, and that's a podcast that I did. That was the first. That was probably one of the first podcasts that I did that was kind of like in this, that got me into the mindset of being like, you know what? You don't need a huge ass pizza shop with 1,000
yep,
employees.
same. And that's kind of where I got the idea. This is April of 2019, which is smack dab kind of when
Yeah.
I was starting my operation. And I'm like, hey, if I can keep this pretty tight and lean, then you can make some money. Because if you turn this into sometimes the big 7 days a week, 12 hours a day, 10 different menu items, it doesn't work, man. It's just too much overhead. There's a lot of clutter. There's a lot of just overhead, and can't really focus on one thing. So I think that's, you know, I always advocate for people to do like two, three things, do them really well, small hours, keep it lean. You're in more control too that way.
Yeah.
As soon as you bring in a manager, supervisor, and everybody, you kind of lose. It becomes a business then, like just a business that's like an entity that's like feeding. You have to feed it.
Yes.
Like, but if you keep your finger on the pulse and you're there at least once a day for an hour at least, if not 2 hours, and you can stay on top of the way the place looks, the quality control. You know, you jump in once in a while on 4 to 8 o'clock shift, and you actually make the pizzas and keep that repetition in there. Make sure that people aren't doing stupid shit and they're not pulling the pizza too
Yeah.
early. You know, they're not putting the pizza on a new spot on the stone and leaving it for too long and going to go do something else. Like just this stuff that only a pizzeria owner guy who knows pizza that has like that
Yeah.
thing in the back of your mind, right?
What's your business like now, like today?
So now, yeah, so I ended up selling that one on the mountain. So now I ended up selling that as like an asset sale. And I moved downtown where I am in Chilliwack, BC, which is in the Fraser Valley of British Columbia.
Okay. Because
About an hour from
I
Vancouver.
was looking at your Instagram, and
Yeah.
your building, it almost looks like a London street or something.
Yeah. So they've redone the whole downtown to make it revitalized, and they kind of made it like a nice European vibe
Yeah, it's
and
super cool looking.
nice. Yeah, super cool looking. So the cool thing, which I know you'll be intrigued by, is that my space is only 400 square feet,
Amazing.
and I make it work in there, bro. So if I can make it work for 400 square feet, dude, you can make it work for 5, 6, 700 square feet. That's more than enough space.
So
You
no
just got to get
tables,
smart with your
obviously, right?
ordering and shit. What's that?
No tables, obviously, right?
No tables, takeout only. We have a takeout window. Um, People come in. We have a 5 by 5 foot front of house.
Yeah.
We do Roman slices. We do New York style pizza, New York slash my own style pizza because we do 14-inch pizzas.
Okay.
I'm considering moving them to 16-inch because I like the way they look better. Uh, 14s are cool. They're especially for a small space, like as far as like boxes and shit go and all that. 14s are ideal, but 16s look nice.
Yeah. 14s are easier to
Um,
do, especially depending on what kind of oven you have. You can maybe make more of them.
exactly. You can bang out more pies,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of nuance to it. Which sometimes I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just do the 16s and see what happens. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I like that. So 400
But
square feet. What's like, is the rent high there?
yeah, so my rent per square foot's like 42 bucks a square foot, which
Okay.
I don't know what's that relative to you guys over there. Um,
It's not out of like way
yeah,
high.
similar realm, I guess, right?
Depends on where you
Um,
are too. If like you're in the city, it's going to be way more than if you're in like the
yes.
outskirts or the suburbs.
Yeah, we're in the outskirts. It's a triple net lease, covers all the outside stuff. 42 bucks a square foot, but dude, I'm paying like 1,200 bucks a month in rent. It's nothing.
That's not a lot at all.
Nothing.
Where was I? Where was
It's
I the other day?
peanuts.
I think I was at somebody's place. It was in Detroit, and they were paying. Well, Detroit's a little different of an animal because they have a lot of places that people bought the buildings back in the day when Detroit really had a
Yeah,
downturn. You
yeah.
know, like Detroit went through a rough patch there where a lot of the buildings had an opportunity to be buying, and you bought like an asset that was like not in a nice
Yes. I
area.
remember back in the day, yeah,
Yeah,
they're cheap, cheap, man.
yeah. So I'd say most places are probably paying around. I'd say $5,000 is probably like average for
Dang.
like depending on how many
Yeah.
square feet you have.
Yeah. Most places have like 1,000 plus square feet though,
Yeah,
at least.
1,200 usually is like the average. If I go to a place, it's usually
Yeah.
anywhere from a 1,200 to 2,000.
Yeah. Yeah. I 2,000 square feet to me is like absolutely insanity.
That's
Unless you
four
have some
shops. You got
big,
4 shops for that.
yeah. You don't need that many. And I don't even know why you need that much dine-in. Would you not want like a 30-seat dine-in that can like be packed all the time rather than having this front of house that's humongous
I wouldn't.
and looks empty?
Yeah, I would prefer your style. Like if I could make it work. Like how
Yeah.
many pizzas are you selling a week?
Well, usually we open 6 days right now. Tuesday to Thursday right now we're banging out like 75 to 90 pies.
That's good. In how
Yeah,
many
and
hours?
then right now we're 12 to 8,
Okay, so 8 hours. That's not bad at all.
8 hours. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday we're doing 100, 110, 115 plus like
Okay.
that.
So you're selling about what, 500 pies a week?
Yeah, give or take.
Yeah. So that's not a bad business right there.
No, especially for the low overhead, like 1,200 bucks rent. You got to consider all that shit too. Like I could be in a busier spot, like downtown somewhere, like in Vancouver,
Yeah.
that obviously is making way more gross, but the gross doesn't mean shit if you're not pocketing anything.
Right. If you have like
So
every employee or manager you have is 50 to $100,000 of business you need to do.
exactly, like some people always look at the gross. Oh, that's $1 million pizzeria a year. That's they make 125K a month. Like, well, look at their overhead. They're paying 7, 8, $9,000 in rent. They got 2,000 square feet. They're not even using half of it.
Right.
And they're paying a manager, a supervisor, a general manager, and it just fucking goes on and on. And you're like, what's left at the end of the day, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So,
That's what most of the pizzerias are doing right now, which is like what the old model was, though. Like that's what it was back in the day. You wanted to.
yeah.
I keep saying back in the day, like I'm 80. I'm not that old.
No, I know what you mean, though, like 10, 15 years ago, for sure,
Yeah,
at least.
like in the early 2000s, you
Yeah.
wanted $1 million pizza shop. You wanted to do
Yeah.
25, $30,000 a week because the margins were very different than they are today.
Yes.
$25,000 a week in sales
Hmm.
in 2008 is very different than it is in 2024.
Totally. Yeah, I know, I agree. Um, but yeah, we do just the Roman style, New York slash my own style, you could say. And then we have calzones and we have focaccia bread and some drinks and dips we make in house, and that's it, bro.
I love it.
One size only, 14-inch, no multiple sizes, no gluten free, no vegan. Um, we have Uber Eats, DoorDash, online ordering. We use Toast. Uh, and then in Canada, we have something called Skip the Dishes as well, which is like the same company as Grubhub,
But okay, but it's the Canadian
but it's
version.
Canadian. Yeah,
Skip the dishes. All right.
Skip the Dishes. Yeah, they're just rebranded now. It's just called Skip.
Do you? Oh, okay. Do you
Because
do they a good partner?
yeah, they're a good partner, man. They actually sent me a gift last week. Like they sent me give me like $100 on Amazon gift. Is it because you got a 10.0 rating on on our platform? You
Oh
can
wow,
Here's a gift card to go buy whatever. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
that's great.
Yeah, I've never seen that before. So Uber Eats, DoorDash don't do any of that stuff.
So are you making good money?
Yeah, so we're making good money, man. We're grossing, what are we doing here right now? Slow months 50, on the busy months 70, 80K a
Wow.
month gross.
Out of a 400 square foot
Um,
shop, and are you working like a lot of hours in the shop?
nope, like this past month I haven't worked anything really.
Wow. You just go in
Um,
there to supervise, kind of?
sometimes I don't even go in at all because I say I talked all this shit about me being there all the time, but yeah, this month, but this is the only month I've ever been like home as much as I've been home.
That's great.
In since I've opened. So, but I am gonna get back into it now this week. I just got a manager in place. I've never had a manager because I feel like I need one to kind of because just to keep things a little bit tighter in there. I got a family. I got two little kids and a stay-at-home mom wife that wants to spend time with me. So as much as I like being there and doing stuff, I obviously want to spend time with them and go do things. So that's why I feel like I want the manager. So I'll be there training more this week and over the next couple weeks with the manager, getting the systems in place, so I can go and take time off and go do stuff, right?
That's great.
Um, yeah, but yeah, right now we're 6 days a week, 12 to 8, closed Mondays. Um, we do the Roman style for lunch, and then we do the pizzas throughout the day. Talio pizza, we do similar stuff to like what he does.
Rob,
Yeah, Rob. So I learned how to do the Roman pizza as well from like his kind of crew there, like that
did you go to the
Massimo guy.
school?
Yeah, no, I didn't go to. I did the classes online with him,
Okay.
with Massimo, which is one of his buddies that
Yeah, yeah,
teaches
yeah.
him, right? And all those guys. So I learned the Roman style, and so I'm doing that, and yeah, we do by the slice only right now. But I am looking at doing the whole pizza, the whole pan, the smaller pans as well, like he
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
does. Because a lot of people love that style, man. The Roman style, I think, is a big one right now, but just because of how light and airy it is and different. So I always encourage people, like when they're opening a new spot, to look at the Roman style because everyone's doing grandma, Sicilian stuff, Detroit stuff, but Roman's a bit different still. Like no one's really doing that. It's 80% hydration dough plus.
Yeah.
It's a bit trickier to learn and handle if you're not used to that, but it's worth it because of it's a great product.
Yeah. We did there's a video, if you're listening to this podcast, go over to our YouTube channel. We did a video with Rob he let me into his pizzeria. We kind of recorded him doing some stuff over there.
Yeah,
So
he's got a sick shop. He's opening another one. I was just watching his Instagram, and his other spot looks pretty sick too.
yeah, I think we're gonna go back there when it opens. Once he opens
Yeah,
and kind of gets settled, we're gonna go back to the new spot and do a video there at his new place because it's like what he wanted to do.
yeah. I just he was just sharing. He said he's gonna have three ovens and two pizza making lines and a whole patio and everything, and a dough room. He said too, which is really cool to see.
Well, the thing that
Uh,
he does, that he does these classes, right, where he teaches people Roman style pizza. So like
yes,
that subsidizes some of the square footage needs from the
yeah,
restaurant. Like he almost has two
right.
businesses in one going on
That's
over there.
great. That's great.
Yeah, where we're like us who aren't teaching classes. Well, not us. Like if I was to open, like I would do like you, like a small place, try to get to like 500 to a million a year in sales and not have a lot of
Yeah.
people.
No, yeah, yeah. Right now it's me plus five. I have a prep guy, the manager that I'm training now, a supervisor that kind of maintains the place when I'm not there, and then I got two part-timers who kind of fill in the blanks. We pay them well, man. We pay them 20, 21 bucks an hour. They get free pizza. Fun place to work.
Yeah,
Um, and go for dinner and stuff, and treat them well, man. Like everything that you teach people on this platform on YouTube is like what I always tell people. And what you're saying, like in the last few videos you've made about like treating your staff good, keeping the overhead low, small space, small menu, that like falls in line exactly for the recipe of success right now.
that's great. And I'm glad it's working because it would look really bad on me if it didn't.
No, dude, 100%. Like, dude, what you're spitting right now for everybody is what they need to be doing is like get back to work a little bit, stay on top of the product. Don't have the place just freaking running by itself because it's not going to look like the way you want it to look when you
Yeah.
get there.
What's the goal for you? Is it to like I always feel
Well,
bad asking people if they want to open another shop because it's not necessarily
no,
something
so
that you
I
have to
open the
do.
brochure. I open the brochure of opening another shop fucking every week, and my wife gets pissed off
Do
every
you
time I
really?
do it. Yeah,
In the same
and
like in a close area or close to you or where?
yeah, it's about 30 minutes away. It's another city called Abbotsford.
Yeah.
And they don't have any real good pizza spots at all. And I feel like my spot would do really good there. I came close twice, but one place couldn't get the power I needed for the three-phase oven. And now there's another building that's going to get torn down and turned into a really sick spot. But That has like a little patio and a little back takeout window and a basement for a dough room and has all this crazy stuff.
That is cool. What kind of oven do you use there?
I got a Poland Stratus XP electric deck oven.
Oh, okay. How
I
you
bought it
like the
from
electric?
Pro Bake in Ohio. Sells that one.
You like the electric?
Yeah, electric's kind of the way to go. I feel like I had the Marcel before, and I had actually had another electric one, the Capone Michelangelo that I first started with. But the Capone only gets so big, whereas the Poland's yeah, you can get quite a big size, like the Pizza Master.
Yeah, yeah.
Triple deck. Mine has steam in it as well for bread, so we can do our own baguettes
Oh, cool.
and if you ever wanted to do sandwiches and pastries or whatever, right? Turns on by itself, turns off at night as a self clean mode. You can control the top, bottom heat, front heat, back heat. Like, whereas with the Marcel, I had once upon a time, like you can't do anything with it, just a gas oven.
I've done a couple. I know I keep talking about the videos I do, but I've been going to a lot of pizza shops. I've talked to two
Yeah,
people who have Marcel ovens recently,
yeah.
and they both use screens, which is unusual to me.
That's weird.
And they say they use screens because like one of them, we're editing the video now. Fat Lip Pizza in
Yeah.
Anaheim, California. He uses screens, and he like maneuvers the pizza around because it doesn't get heat distributed evenly throughout. There's really big hot spots and stuff.
Well, the thing is, like you have that the igniter at the bottom that has the gas the flame at the bottom,
Yeah,
and I guess that's the only thing really producing heat. And once you suck up all that heat, if you're busy, it's gonna maybe not be the most consistent. Whereas like for the electric oven, you're gonna just turn on the bottom element on again, and it'll just reheat the bottom.
yeah. Do you like it?
So
Like, do you like the oven you have?
yeah, it's not even hot at all. Like in the summertime, like I can stand right beside it, I can barely feel anything.
So you'd get that oven again if you were opening another one.
Yeah, I get that oven again, or I would get another electric oven like a Pizza Master, which a lot of people are buying that
Definitely.
have more readily available parts. I always suggest people get one that has readily available parts.
Yes.
Uh, I'd have to get mine from the States right now, so I'd have to call ProBake. They'd have to ship me the part. So I'd recommend what you can get locally that's like serviceable for sure.
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What's it like? So,
Pizza
I mean,
Master's sick though.
what's that?
Pizza Master ovens are pretty sick, and you can get those like anywhere right now, and they're not bad priced either, to be honest.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of those. Well, those are pretty popular right now.
Every video you make right now, everyone's rocking Pizza
I
Master.
know. Everybody asks me, does Pizza Master sponsor your videos? I'm like, no, that they
Yeah,
should,
I know, right?
because every single video someone has a Pizza Master. But like, that's what's popular right now. They did a good job of marketing and getting people out there to get known about the
Yeah,
oven
I
that makes that
actually
pizza.
it's funny, like I'm friends with Clay that owns ProBake. He's a nice guy.
Yeah.
He's the one that sold me the oven, and it's a great oven. I highly recommend it. I bought a Poland spiral mixer from them too, because Poland makes spiral mixers as well. So yeah, great products. I totally vouch for them. But I got another friend in Canada. His name's Vladimir. He brings in Pizza Master ovens for Canada. He's the distributor,
Okay.
uh, and so he actually brings me like he gets customers that want to open up a pizzeria, but like don't really know how. But they know they want a Pizza Master oven because they've heard of it or they think it's cool or whatever.
Yeah.
So they're reaching out to him to buy an oven, but they don't really know where to start. So he's hit me up quite a few times with people that need advice on how to run a pizzeria. So I've actually consulted for a lot of his customers that want to buy his oven.
That's cool.
Right? So it's a cool little partnership him and I got going. And I'm like, I've used the Pizza Master before, so I'm familiar with how it works and
Yeah.
similar parameters to my electric oven. And but yeah, I've gone to like places locally here even, and I've helped consult them how to dial the oven in and make dough, everything, dude. It's
That's
pretty sick.
great. So you share your recipe, or you have a recipe that you give them to start with?
Yeah, I literally ask them what they want. I'm like, what style of pizza do you want to do?
Yeah.
And I just help them dial in their recipe. Because again, I don't really care if someone wants to like open up a shop in my city. Like I kind of encourage it because I'm bored of my own pizza. I was like, I'd love for there to be another place to be open here. I want to try some other shit, right?
Yeah. You get bored of
I'm
pizza?
not like that at all, man. Like, dude, if you gonna spend that money and spend that time and energy in opening up your pizzeria and you need help how to figure it out, I'll help you, dude. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't think there's enough good pizzerias. There's a lot of shitty pizzerias out there.
Oh yeah,
Like that could use a good somebody to go in there and be like, listen, you may run the pizzeria business good, but your pizza kind of sucks.
yeah.
You know?
They're just that's mostly just like a business person opening up a pizzeria. I noticed. There's like
I
this.
want them to be both. Like I want there to be no separation between running a pizza shop as a business and making good pizza. Like there's no
Right.
reason to make shitty pizza. There's too much crappy pizza out there, and I want you to but I also want you to be able to make money and be profitable. So that's kind of like what I try to do. People always ask me like, why don't you review the pizza? I don't do reviews. Like that's not my thing. I'm not doing it
Right.
for the people, somebody who likes to eat pizza. I'm doing it for the
Yes.
person who wants to open a pizza shop and make good pizza, but also make money and not be like go home every day crying to their wife that they made a horrible
Yeah.
decision.
Yeah, because you can get lost in working 10, 8-hour, 12-hour days and just like not making anything, and you just fall into that rut of like keeping the place afloat.
Yeah. And then when does
Like
it
that's
end?
tough,
Like when
man.
does it end when you're like, how many months do you go without making money before you're like, all right, this sucks. I need to quit. But like your pride gets in the way and you don't want to quit. So you end up just keep going the same route. And you're like, before you know it, you have a part-time job, money wise, but a full-time business with a lot of responsibility.
Exactly, dude. Like I've had my mom used to have a Quiznos subs restaurant back in the day, and we had to close. We had two. One we sold, luckily, but one of them had to close in 2008, back when that recession thing had hit up
Wow.
everybody, right? And same thing, dude. Like we were behind rent 6 months. That was my first job coming out of high school, was helping her run that place, and she just tried to like make it work forever and just fell behind on rent. They came and locked the door and was like, "Peace out."
That
And
sucks.
yeah, my mom and I remember when she got that call or text or whatever that they're gonna be, it's the last day before they come, and we were like ripping shit out of there, like you ain't getting that back because once they lock the door, it's theirs. They're gonna
Yeah,
sell all
yeah.
that shit off, right? So I remember we grabbed like stupid stuff like that wasn't worth much money. That now when I look back at it, I'm like, they had an automatic Hobart. I should have grabbed that slicer, man.
Right?
Like, right? There's so much shit. I could hit you true coolers in there. I was like, you had some really good stuff. We could have pulled it out, but we joke now. But it was a stressful time, man.
Yeah, like I mean, I went through tough times too in my business back in the day. Like we had a lot of stretches
Yeah,
where started off great and then it just tanked. Like that 2007, 2008 recession area was
yeah.
horrible. You know, everybody didn't know what was going to happen and it was just like we couldn't get business and it was tough.
Especially when you have franchises, dude, because they have so much control. Like we wanted to do different things, and obviously Quiznos is like big corporate company. They're not gonna let you do what you want. You just have to follow the rules.
Yeah.
You could put like you could use Windex, and then they could be like have an inspector come in and said, "Why are you using Windex? You can't be using this shit. You need to be using our stuff from blah blah blah." They'll ding you on these random things, right? So like you're at the mercy of everything they want you to do.
Yeah. And unless the franchise like really has it figured out, which not a
Yeah.
lot of them do,
No.
like it's not a good idea to go with the franchise because you're
No.
like you said, you're stuck. Like I've talked to a few people recently who are part of franchises that are smaller
Yeah.
franchises and they don't know what the hell they're doing. And you're like stuck
Yeah.
doing their thing and they don't know what they're doing. Like I'm sure you could too. There's a lot of businesses that open near me that are food related and I can tell before they even open if they're going to make it or not.
Right.
By the signage,
Yeah.
by like how what they're doing inside,
Yes.
by the menu,
Yes.
their branding, like where's the
Yep.
location, what kind of business is it in that location? Like I know you're going to make it or not by just before you even open.
You got a good chance that you know what's going to happen with that place just because you have the experience of what it entails, right?
Yeah, that's why everybody should reach out, like in your area, to a guy like yourself who's done it and been like, "Hey, help me out," or
Yeah.
even just like run this by me. I'll pay you for a couple hours. Here's my business plan. This is the area. What do you think?
Yeah. So kind of going back to like the teaching of the whole thing, I am actually the reason why I've kind of been off this month is I'm working on a course
Oh, nice.
on how to literally like everything from A to Z with what to do with the pizzeria. Like you could be a hobby baker at home. How do you dial in your recipe for pizza dough? What flour to use? How does yeast work? What kind of salt to use? Like how to use an oven, all the way up to how to make different New York style, Roman style, Detroit, Sicilian, because they're all very similar with their own little nuance
Yeah,
and sizing and pans and cooks and bakes. And then there's how to open a pizzeria from A to Z, pick your location, how to market it, the menu design. Like, so I've been working on all that right now, and I'm gonna put that out in the next few months because I feel like there's nowhere you can go online right now that's gonna give you like that pizza playbook to like, here you go, here's
yeah,
all the styles, here's how you execute. Um, because I bought courses, I joined forums, YouTube, which there is a lot of fun in doing that. But I feel like if you just want to perfect your game and you want to know what to do and just giving it, just buy it. And I feel like there's nothing like that out there.
what is it going to be on YouTube or what? How are you going to do it?
So yeah, actually a platform called School,
Oh yeah,
SKOOL, and it's a community. Like you can create a free community of pizza enthusiasts on there, and you kind of leverage them through social media, having a website, whatever you would need to do to get them there. But essentially, you're going to provide them a lot of content for free, which is the way to do it. You're going to provide lots of value.
Yeah.
Open a YouTube channel. I'm working on opening my YouTube channel too. Um, and and then there's a paid membership once you pay like whatever it is, 99 bucks a month, and
Right.
you're gonna be able to learn how to make all the different pizza styles. You're gonna be able to ask questions, do Q&As, live pizza making class, like actually seeing what it looks like working in a pizzeria.
Very cool.
Set the camera up and just show them what a 4 to 8 p.m. shift looks like, and just watch, you know,
Yeah.
and just yeah, and then the last part of that is how to open up your own pizzeria and how to you know kind of figure out the best way for it to be successful. Like how do you have the best shot at being successful? Like I'll kind of save you the time, money, and headache you're gonna I mean, inevitably be gonna deal with doing it yourself, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of things out there like that that kind of help hold your hand. Like I have a YouTube channel that helps you like with the ideas, but not like, all right, this is
Yes,
exactly what you need to do from step 1 to step 10 or whatever, or
exactly.
however many there are.
Yeah, so that's pretty much what I've been working on this past month. I'm like, it's like with detail, like how to ball dough, how to dough management to ensure you always have dough ready in the pizzeria.
Hmm.
Because dough management's so big that it's so hard to teach because you just gotta have like that instinct of like, damn, it's busy right now. I got like 10 doughs right now. I better go grab some more right now, put them on top of the oven to warm up,
Yeah.
or I'm fucked.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be able to open this dough. Like, there's so much nuance, dude. Like,
Very true.
it's just like semolina. How do you get the pizza off the peel? Like people don't know. Use semolina flour. Like they're all just using flour, get stuck, taking 10 minutes to make a pizza. It's not gonna come off. You're like, come on.
Yeah, that's
Like
true.
there's so much stuff with pizza you can teach, man. And you only know it when you've been doing it every day for like 7 years.
You should just have people come and pay you money to go like do that in the store with you. Like they can run like the guys from New York Pizza School do that. They have people come to train pizza. They're in New York,
Yeah,
and you run their pizzeria, and that's how they train you.
right.
Like
No,
they teach
yeah,
you all
I've
the
thought
stuff.
about that before, but if I had a bigger spot, I would consider it because my spot's so tiny, it would be hard to operate mine while training.
You should have a second location, and then just tell everybody like this pizza might be shitty because there's new people working.
Right,
You know,
right,
we're gonna choose. The pizza's gonna be like at cost because it might not be that great, but there's people in there
right.
trying to learn how to open a pizza shop. So that's like the criteria for that.
100%. Like that could be a second avenue. I think they start from that course and then learn as much as you can from it. And then if you have issues or you want some more hands-on approach, I feel like that's a great way to do it.
Perfect. Well, let me know when that. Well, let me know when that comes out.
Yeah, man, 100%. I'm excited for that, dude. Like I'm really giving it my all. I don't want to rush it. I feel like I want to provide as much value as I can. It's not just like, I want to get paid and just put it out there and hopefully people buy it. Like I want to give like tips and tricks on a lot of things that a lot of pizzeria owners sometimes don't tell you all the little tips and tricks, man, and detail that you need to know
Yeah,
to what it really takes to open a successful pizzeria that makes good pizza.
it's a good way to like build your network too. You meet people. Like I've always
Yes.
thought about investing in pizza shops with people, but everybody has a stupid pizza shop idea. I'm like nobody's coming to me with a good idea yet.
Dude, like honestly, if you like want to scale right now too, like I feel like one of those conveyor belt ovens would be great right now.
You know which one
Like
I've
I
been
never
looking
used to
at?
be conveyor belt guy, but the new ones with the stones,
Yes,
sick.
that's the one.
Dude, if I had a chance to go back right now and I wanted to open a couple spots, I'd go and get that oven right
Me
away.
too. That's I would do that oven because it makes a like a brick oven style
Yeah.
pizza without anybody
Consider it,
having to
dude.
man
If
the
you open a
oven.
spot, dude, consider that oven, man.
Yeah,
They are more pricey though. They're like 40, 45 G's for one deck,
yeah,
but you're able to bang more out because it's just flying through. And you're able to teach it way better. You don't have to babysit and rotate and all that, right?
yeah. You could do it with
So
one
if
person
I were
versus
you,
2 or 3.
exactly. I would look into that for sure, man. And you're going to the expos. You actually get to play around with them on look at them and see how they come out, which
I
is really
made
cool.
pizza at the Pizza Tomorrow Summit one. I
Yeah,
made pizza with the on there. It came out
I
great.
remember. I remember.
It
And
was
they had the other pizza press thing too.
yeah the Opera Prima. This is from the Fiero Group. They sponsored the podcast
Yes.
so
Yeah.
just to put that out there. They had an Opera
Yes.
Prima, which is like pushing down on the dough. It doesn't like push down on it. It like
Yeah.
pounds it out somehow. I don't know how it does it, but it does it
Yeah, that
decently.
one's a bit slow too, though. I would get the Capone pizza press.
Which one's
That
that?
one's way quicker. It's a heated element. It goes like psh, it just pops out in like two
Oh
seconds.
yeah. I don't know if I would go with a
And
press in the beginning until like I think the
not in the
Opera.
beginning,
Yeah, I would just do regular hand toss and then put it on the. I would get that brick oven conveyor belt style pizza
hundred
oven.
percent.
That's what I would do, and I would just hide in the back, and no one would fucking know.
Exactly, bro. They just make that pizza and chuck it on there, man. You
I'd
can
get
even use screens if you really want to for that too. It'll
yeah.
probably still come through.
Yeah, but that's what like I like. Listen, anybody out there has a good idea for a pizza shop, hit me up. I'll be an investor if it's a good idea and a good location. I can help you out, but it's got to be good. I'm not gonna just go some stupid pizza shop because you want to open it and you have a dream of opening a pizza shop. I'm not gonna be
Yeah,
involved with that.
they have a secret sauce with like sugar and 10 pounds of oregano and who knows,
Everybody,
tasty looking sauce.
yeah, everybody, everybody wants to open a pizza shop. Everybody has a great idea. Everybody's pizza
Yeah,
is the best. Blah blah blah.
yeah,
That's how it goes. But you got
yeah,
to like
man.
go into
It's
the business and see like you got to like talk to them and see how their mind works because it's a different animal.
right, right. Yeah, and you gotta love pizza too, man. You can't just want to open a business. You gotta love that shit, dude.
Yeah. Like I'm on your Instagram right now and your pizzas look great.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I haven't posted too much. We just did a rebrand as well with my logo, and branding. So I just started the new page. But yeah, man, it's you try to post. I need to post more, just like everybody else.
You should do a YouTube
Um,
channel. Why don't you do a YouTube channel?
yes, yep. I'm working on that now, as we speak. I'm getting my branding done for this new business venture,
Yeah.
right now because I'm a big branding guy. I think branding is huge. Just to get that, not like huge in the sense that you should do it right away, but I've been in the game long enough where like I can waste money on that now. But definitely don't waste your money on branding when you first open. Just fucking open.
I agree. And
Yeah,
I was talking to somebody about branding. I agree. Branding is super important as long as it doesn't
yeah.
like slow you down.
Yes. Yeah. I spent a bunch of money on my rebrand, which I didn't really need to do, but I was kind of in the position to now do it. But yeah, when you start out, nice clean logo, just start,
Yeah.
and then over time you can rebrand because things change too. Like your whole concept might change once you figure pizza out, dude.
Very true.
You might be like, ah, fuck, I don't want to do Detroit Sicilian anymore. Let's do Roman style. Let's open a Roman style pizzeria.
Yeah. I agree. I mean,
And
listen, I think
I'm
Roman, New York style, anything that's light and airy, people can eat multiple times a week. That's what you got to
yeah,
do.
you got to do it, bro. Yeah. So what was I saying again? Yeah. The What are we talking about again?
We're
Forgot.
talking about the course and opening a pizza shop and having people
Yes.
consulting
Oh,
stuff.
YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't honestly too, like I don't think you need a huge following on YouTube. I think you need a good core audience. I think a lot of people are scared to open YouTube because they're thinking they're such a small fish in a big pond. But like it doesn't matter because if you have a 5, 10,000 people that are subscribed that are super engaged and actually comment, like, and follow you on other platforms, like that's the kind of crew you want to make.
Yeah.
You don't need to have a million views to be successful. You don't need to monetize and get paid from ads and shit. That's so stupid. You need to send them to a community that's tight, paid, like a small little paid community.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I've figured out YouTube. I know how to do YouTube. I'm not going to share it here. I've shared way too much free information on here, but I've figured out
Yeah.
YouTube. I know how to.
Yes.
I've grown 3 or 4 different YouTube channels from
Yeah.
scratch or from very small following, and it's not hard to figure out. The problem is, it's the consistent part in like knowing what to do. A lot of people
Yeah.
don't know what to do. They treat YouTube like Instagram or TikTok, and it ain't that, and it doesn't work.
Right.
So there is a strategy to
Difference.
YouTube that every pizza shop could do if they wanted to. That could work.
All right. I'm gonna pay you now for to help me with this.
I don't want to guarantee anything, but almost guarantee
Oh,
like I
you're
can
putting
make
me
it
in the
work.
right direction of the highest chance of success.
Yeah, I mean I know what works on YouTube and like how to do it. It's just a matter of like a lot of people aren't willing to do the work.
I love YouTube, man. I don't watch TV. I haven't watched TV in
Same.
like 10 years. Dude, like YouTube for me, I can type in like cats who like freaking pizza. It doesn't matter. Anything will come up on YouTube.
Yeah, and there's like
And
a
you can learn anything.
and there's a ton of it. Like YouTube, and people are just the technology between the cameras that we use nowadays and the editing software and like the barrier to entry for all of that stuff is so small
Let
nowadays
me
and so cheap.
I got this new camera. I want to show your audience this camera I got that's like not that expensive that they can start using right away and other than their phone obviously, but like let
Yeah.
me show you real quick.
Okay. Johnny's going to get the camera.
It's called the DJI Osmo Pocket 3.
Oh yeah, look at this.
Yeah, this thing's crazy, bro. Oh, you got that?
Yeah, I got 2.
Oh shit, dude. Yeah, this thing I just bought it yesterday to start my YouTube channel and I'm like this thing's genius, man.
Yeah, that's what I've been using for our videos that
Oh,
we go on the road with.
okay, so it's gonna be good quality then. I know that.
Super good quality. 4K
Yeah,
quality
like
camera. Yeah.
flip the landscape horizontal. You can do. So if anyone wants to start the YouTube channel, you can literally, it comes with a little mini tripod,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Set it up. It'll follow your face, so you can just set it down and do whatever you need to do, and they'll just you don't need anyone there babysitting you or filming you. You can just let it run.
Yeah. Guess what? I'm using so I used to have Sony cameras to do the podcast. The camera I'm using right
Yeah.
now as my webcam is one of the DJIs.
Oh shit.
So
Yeah, dude. This thing's. I can't wait to start using it. I'm gonna download that app to like start editing stuff too.
yep, on your phone. It's I
Comes with the
highly
mic and
recommend.
stuff.
I highly I'll put a link in the description of this podcast if you want to go check out the camera that he's using. I highly recommend that camera to anybody. It's not the cheapest camera in the world. It's like 600
No.
bucks. But in camera terms,
It's
it's not
sold
that
out everywhere
expensive.
too, by the way. I had to go to like I had to drive an hour to go buy one because it was sold out everywhere. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
that's because it's super popular. Everybody you see vlogging
Yeah.
or out in cameras like those, they're because it's super high quality, low maintenance, and it's not like this.
Easy to learn.
Yeah, easy to learn. It's not this big bulky camera like in your face.
I was gonna buy one of those first, and then I discovered this one, and I'm like, no, no, no. Like this seems like a way easier learning curve.
Definitely.
And yeah, if you're gonna start YouTube and actually like even just into your Instagram and Facebook and all that, like making higher quality stuff, that's easier, and you can. It's so portable too. You can just take it wherever you want.
Yeah, stick it in your pocket. It's good to go. This is great, Johnny. I could probably talk to you all day about this stuff. This is great. Thank you so much for hanging out
I
with
had a good time, dude.
me. Tell people where. I mean, I know I have your Instagram here, which is what?
Yeah, it's Elevated Pizza, CHWK for short for Chilliwack.
Okay.
I'm out in British Columbia, Canada. Yeah, it's a small little shop, man. We do Roman style, New York / my style pizza, calzone, focaccia bites. Small little shop. We just high quality shit. We use the best stuff we can, and yeah, I'm working on that course. That's my next project right now. I really want to help people like dial in their stuff, man. It could be anything from just your dough to how to open up a shop.
Let me know when that comes out.
And
We'll
I
link
want
it
to be
up.
able to. Yeah, I'll send you that when that's ready to go. But I'm not gonna rush it. Like I said, I want to put real time into this. I want to make it really good quality. I want it to like pay for itself.
Yeah.
And yeah, I want to like really help people, man. I enjoy it, dude. As much as I enjoy making pizza, I honestly like my second favorite part is like when I get a DM when someone asks me, "Hey, man, how do you make that? How do you make your dough like that? How do you get all those bubbles?" And I'm like, "I'm gonna tell you what the fuck I did. I'm gonna help you."
That's great. It's like you figured something out. And
I
you
just
want to
love it.
share
Like that's
Yeah.
just like yeah, he loves the way my pizza looks so much. How my pizza looks like so much that he wants to know how to make it. That for me is like the best compliment.
That's awesome. So we'll link up your website, Instagram, and then when you have that course, shoot it over to me. We'll put it in the description for this podcast. But
Sweet, man. I really appreciate that, dude. Yeah, that's fun chatting, man. I can talk all day, and we'll just do it again next time,
we'll
bro.
have to do a part two. Part two coming up in a little bit. Thanks,
Sick.
Johnny.
Thank
Appreciate
you,
it.
bro. I appreciate it, man.
All right. Good job, man. All right. Thanks, Johnny, for joining me on the podcast. We'll link up his website and Instagram if you want to go check him out. Highly suggest you do. And again, if you have a question, you can shoot me an email, bruce@smartpizzamarketing.com. Hit me up on Instagram @smartpizzamarketing. A lot of great episodes coming at you and some great content on YouTube. We're doing a mix of me going into pizza shops, talking to the owner, me doing not reviews, but like going into the pizza shop and kind of looking at it from an owner's perspective of like, all right, does this place make good pizza? The pizza's good. What would I do differently if I own this? Oh, they do that oven over there. They use this point of sale system. I might try to do those. I kind of feel like I want to go into these places incognito. And if it's good, I'll share their name. And if it's